to my channel. Sorry I didn't post a video on Monday. I don't know if you can tell, I've been very out of it the past couple of days. For a week, I have had this muscle spasm in my lower back. I didn't know it was a muscle spasm at the time until a couple days ago, but I found out that I have a muscle spasm and it's connected to my sciatic nerve. So it's just been causing pain all up and down my back and down my left leg. It's just been a hot mess. So on Monday, I was just in too much pain to sit down and edit. I just wanted to sleep and rest and let my body just relax. So there will be a tutorial next week for you guys. It's inspired by the Broadway musical Cinderella that just came into San Diego a couple of days ago. And it's super pretty, super glamorous, and it's perfect for any special event you might have. So today's Wildcard Wednesday video is actually going to be a Q&A video. I promised you guys, gosh, maybe even a month ago on Instagram that I was going to be answering your questions, and I had filmed it on the 22nd of April actually, but the lighting was really obscure and the angle was really weird because I was in a car, so I thought, you know what, let's just redo it. So I have all your questions here on my computer and I am going to be answering them. Bella Grace Love asks, what song do you repeatedly find yourself singing unconsciously? One of the songs that I constantly find myself singing all the time is Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran or Lifeboat from Heathers. Everyone's pushing, everyone's fighting, storms are poaching, there's nowhere to hide. If I say the wrong thing or I wear the wrong outfit, they'll throw me right over the side. That part is constantly stuck in my head, or Thinking Out Loud, and it's this particular part, and I always harmonize. I don't know why, but it's always the harmony that's stuck in my head, but I'll show you. Baby, we found love right where we are. But those two songs are definitely the songs that are stuck in my head. Fonzie Wilson asks, what's the first moment you realized singing was your passion? P.S. If I took a trip near you, would you do a live duet with me? Of course I do a live duet with you. My first moment when I realized that singing was my passion was most likely when I played Annie in 3rd grade. Like I mentioned in some of my previous videos, I came out of the womb and was baby Jesus, so I've never known a life without theater. But I didn't start singing in front of public until I was in 3rd grade, and I was a very shy person. I'm still an introvert. It takes a while for me to open up to people besides YouTube because I'm not really talking to anyone, just myself, and I'm pretty open and honest with myself. But I am an introvert, and I've always been an introvert, very, very shy as a little girl. And my parents didn't think I would get the role of Annie, and I didn't either. And so when I got the role and I surprised everyone, I kid you not, I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but in the midst of the production, my grandparents were sitting by, just some strangers. They were like, man, that girl must be lip syncing. Like, that little girl cannot have that kind of voice. And God has just blessed me since I was little, and that was the moment when I realized, wow, okay, I really do like singing. This is a passion of mine. Jenna Marie sings, love that girl, says, are you excited for our Disneyland trip this summer? Yes, yes, yes. OMG, I cannot wait. 2 Disney princesses together. Disney, you better watch out. Favorite cover song you've done on IG? I think my favorite duet was I Know It's Today with the 3 of us, me, Hannah, and Jenna.
It's me, Fiona. Now I know he'll appear, 'cause there are rules and there are strictures. I believe the storybooks I read by candlelight, my white knight, my knight and his steed will look just like these pictures. It won't be long now, I guarantee. Day number 23, day number 8,423. I know it's today. 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 I know it's today.
But my favorite cover that I've sang by myself would probably have to be Thank Goodness from Wicked. It's getting your dreams, it's strange, but it seems a little, well, complicated. There's a kind of a sort of cost. There's a couple of things get lost.
There are bridges you've crossed you didn't know you've crossed until you've crossed. And in that joy, that thrill doesn't thrill like you think it will. Still, with the perfect finale, the cheers in the valley, who wouldn't be happier? So I couldn't be happier, because happy is what happens when all your dreams come true. Well, isn't it?
What is your biggest dream? My biggest dream? To be a positive influence in other people's lives. Tracy LA asks, if you could be in any Broadway show, what show and what character? Okay, well that also ties into her top 5 favorite Broadway shows. So I'm gonna kind of mix them together because one would be very difficult. I mean, it would probably most likely be Belle in Beauty and the Beast. That's my #1 dream role. But my top 5 that I would love to be in, she says top 5 favorite shows, and I mean, they kind of coincide together, but I would love to be Belle in Beauty and the Beast, Fantine in Les Mis again, hello, favorite role, besides Belle, Christine in Phantom of the Opera, Molly in Ghost, and my 5th one would probably have to be Cinderella. I really love the music and I love that role. Nikki Auditions, who is amazing, and you should check her out on Instagram, asks, which character in a Disney film do you feel you relate to the most and why? Belle. I feel at times that I am the real life Belle, only because our personalities are very similar. We are introverts, we are very homebodies, but we do want adventure in the great wide somewhere. We tend to never judge a book by its cover, and we love reading, and we love exploring, and I connect with her in so many ways, and that has always been my #1 favorite princess, and she will always have a special place near my heart, so I think definitely she is the character that I relate to most. Nancy Tries to Sing asks, movie that you'd love to see as a musical. Movie that I would love to see as a musical. I think it would be interesting to make The Notebook the musical. I know people would probably think it would be overrated, but it's such a beautiful story, and I think if you found a lyricist and a composer who could create beautiful music, I think it could be very well done. So I think The Notebook would definitely be one that I would love to see it as a musical. Devin R. DeLugo asks, dream role, dream show. Well, that one I already answered, but Beauty and the Beast, Belle. Drawing Star 013 asks, what college did you go to? I went to AMDA. Maggie Kutz? I hope I pronounced her name right, but Maggie Kutz asks, I have a lot of questions, so beware. Okay, would you rather play your dream role in a community theater, or would you rather play a role you hate on Broadway? I would rather play my dream role in community theater, because that's honestly where I'm only gonna be. I doubt I'll ever make it on Broadway, so that would be the ideal choice for me. What is your favorite makeup product of all time? Ooh, favorite makeup product of all time would have to be my L'Oreal mascara. It's the Carbon Black Volume Mascara, and that's definitely my favorite. If you were stuck on a desert island and could only have 5 things, what would they be? Ooh, that's a good question. I would say a vast library of books, because she didn't like specify as to if they could be simplistic or realistic items. So I'm gonna throw it out there and I'm gonna say a magical collection of books that every time I finish a book, a new one always comes up. Or I should say every day a new book arrives. A solar-powered stove. So that would be #2. #3, I would say a heat blanket. #4, I would say Josh. And #5, I would say an endless supply of conditioner. Also, since you said you like Gilmore Girls, who was your least favorite boyfriend for Lorelai and Rory? My least favorite for Lorelai was Max, and my least favorite for Rory was Dean. The Siren's Diary, which you should check out on YouTube if you don't already follow her. It's Rosa, and I will leave her link down below. But she asks, I've been thinking of doing one as well, which you should. What do you feel about the animated Disney movies becoming live action, like Winnie the Pooh and Mulan? I am very skeptical about Winnie the Pooh and Dumbo becoming live action. I don't think it could, I don't think it'll be pulled off very well, but I'm very interested in Mulan. I think that's one of the few Disney animated movies that I really think could transfer to the big screen without any issues, and I'm really excited about Mulan. Not excited about Beauty and the Beast, but that's my own opinion, and I could go on a whole spiel as to why I am against the cast of Beauty and the Beast. That's a whole video in itself, but as far as those two are concerned, Mulan, all for it. Winnie the Pooh, not so much. Alyssa of the Opera, who is one of my dear friends, she says, any tips on confidence? There are so many positive traits about yourself that can help you remain confident, help you to boost your confidence. Whether it's your voice or your beautiful eyes or your wonderful smile or the kindness that you possess. Just hold on to that positive trait and it'll help you exude confidence. Audition tips / secrets on how to do well. My most important tip that I think anyone has ever given me is audition as though it's your performance. Meaning, don't go in there thinking of it as an audition. Think of it as though you're giving this small group of people a performance of you as that character. So if I was auditioning for Fantine, I wouldn't go in thinking, oh my gosh, I'm auditioning, I'm so nervous. Yes, you're gonna have a nervous vibe about you, but go in thinking, no, I'm performing Fantine for them. This is my performance. They are lucky and privileged to get to see me perform as this character. And that way it kind of helps you get into a different mindset and not psych yourself out. Most memorable moment on IG. My birthday wishes that you guys gave me. Last year, you guys spoiled me with wonderful birthday videos and pictures and collages. They were just beautiful, and that by far was my most memorable moment. Minus meeting Josh via Instagram, but we all know that's a given. Broadway Life 4 asks, Disney movie you wish would come to Broadway. Well, it was Hunchback of Notre Dame, but that is coming to Broadway, so that's very exciting. But I would definitely say I would love to bring Tangled to the Great White Way. Eleanor15 asks, do you have a special trick or tips on how to learn lines? If so, what are they? What I do is I chop it into pieces. So let's say I have to learn 5 lines. I learn the first line, and then I learn the second line, and then I repeat 1 and 2. And then I learn the third, and then I repeat 1, 2, and 3, and so on and so forth until I have the full thing memorized. Sky, tips for depression. That's a video that I'm going to do separately for Selfie Sundays because that is something that I still struggle with, and it is something that I'm really going to have to pray about and think of how to deal with this certain topic. But I'm definitely going to get back to you on that with a whole video about how to deal with depression. Jillsta asks, did you always want to be a performer since you were younger? I want to be a scientist, and I was just wondering if it's possible to follow your dream. Have a wonderful day, Bree. Of course. Actually, when I was little, I wanted to be a missionary, and that's because my best friend was a missionary, or she wanted to be a missionary, and my parents always wanted me to strive to be similar to her, so I wanted to be a missionary. But other than that, I really wanted to be a singer. That was my main goal in life, and I get to do it in the professional world. I may not be Mariah Carey, or I may not be, you know, an A celebrity, but I get to do it for fun, and I get to do it and get paid to do it, and that's what makes me happy. Jordan Gilbert auditions, who you need to check out as well. She's the next Broadway star, I guarantee it. She asks, if you could spend the rest of your life doing one job, what would it be? Singing. If I could sing Disney songs for the rest of my life, I would be A-okay. That would be a dream of mine, to be a Disney voiceover or to maybe even create my own Disney character. That would be amazing. Dia Dreams asks, where do you see yourself in 20+ years, and have you always been so perfect? I'm not perfect, so no, I've never been perfect, but where do I see myself in 20+ years? Well, I am 23, going on 24, so I will be 43 going on 44, and I'm hoping that I will have kids, settle down, maybe still doing YouTube, definitely some community theater, maybe even directing, who knows, but that's definitely something I see myself doing in the future. Disney Princess Emily asks, favorite place to hang out in San Diego? Balboa. Balboa is a great spot. As well as Seaport Village. That's another spot that's near and dear to my heart. Golette sings musical stuff. Asks, do you have any tips for someone aspiring to be a professional actress? Work your butt off. Honestly, I mean, start at a young age. That's the only reason why I know for a fact that I will not be on Broadway is that I'm not a dancer. I'm not a triple threat. I can move well, but I am not a dancer, and nowadays you have to be a triple threat. So if you're young, which I believe you are, take take dance lessons, take acting lessons, singing lessons, anything you can possibly do to strengthen yourself and to make you the best you can possibly be. Go for it, strive for it, do it, because if you do that, nothing's stopping you. Arissa Flores asks, how was your high school experience? Oh, I hated high school, and I'm glad I'm no longer in high school. I went through hell in high school. The only thing I cared for was my musical that I was in when I was Fontaine and when I was Natalie and All Shook Up, but other than that, I hated high school. Hey, it's Maddie asks, what is your testimony? Wow, that is a great question, and I think I'm gonna do a separate video on that as well, kind of talking about my life story. But I grew up as a pastor's kid, and I fell away from Christ for a short period of my life for one particular reason, and I'll dive more into it when I go into the video, but if you'd like me to, I will definitely create a video kind of geared towards explaining my testimony and explaining my life story, because I've been through a lot that most people are lucky to not have to go through. I'm glad that I did go through it because it's definitely made me the woman that I am now, but it's a long, deep story that could definitely be written in a book or a reality TV show for sure. Callie Broadway asks, how did you deal with bullies growing up? I didn't do so well with bullies. I had a lot of bullies, and like I said, I'm a very introverted person, but I was very insecure, and I battled depression, and that's not something that I would recommend for anyone, so I didn't do well with bullies. I cried a lot. We're gonna go to my dear friend Clara's questions, which her name is Theater Girl Rose, and she asks, if you could cast any musical, what would it be, and who would the casting be? I would, of course, do Beauty and the Beast, and I would be Belle. I think Brian, oh gosh, what's his name? Brian, the guy who was originally Shrek. I think he would be an amazing beast. As far as Gaston is concerned, I think Santino would be very interesting as Gaston. Mrs. Potts, Victoria Clark. She would be the perfect Mrs. Potts. But yeah, I think those would definitely be my main characters. Everyone else I'd really have to think about. Disney movie you want them to make into a live action next after Beauty and the Beast and Mulan. And Hunchback of Notre Dame. That would be really, I think they could really pull that one off. Because it's already been made into live action movies before, but I think they could do a really good job at either doing that or Pocahontas. That could be a really good one as well. Current healthy recipe obsession. I love anything with peanut butter. Honestly, peanut butter concoctions are my favorite, so anything with peanut butter is my favorite. And favorite thing to do at Disney. My favorite thing to do at Disney would probably have to be going on Indiana Jones. That's definitely my favorite. Or seeing the little kids' reactions when they first walk into Disneyland or when they first meet the princesses. It's so magical, and it's something that until you experience it yourself, you don't really understand how magical Disney truly can be. And the last question is actually from Callie Broadway, and she asks, what do you think the best way of introducing God to someone is? I have a friend that I will want to tell him about God. I don't know where to start. Be a light in this world. By you being a light, it attracts the light. It's almost like, you know how bugs are attracted to the light? You be that light. Attract the people who are not following Christ. And by you being that positive light, they'll want to get to know you. They want to know, why are you so positive? Why do you always have a positive outlook on life even though crap is happening? How do you remain positive? And you can explain to them, Christ has allowed me to get through the pain and the suffering. And just by being a light and a positive influence in someone else's life, chances are most likely they'll open up to you and ask how to seek that positivity, how to seek that and strive to achieve that happiness, that joy that you receive that only comes from Christ alone. Well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm thinking about doing a live chat again. I know I did that last year, and I'm thinking about doing it again. So let me know what days of the week work best for you, whether it's on a weekday, on a weekend, or any specific day. I'm thinking about definitely doing it in June, so let me know in the comments down below. But thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care.